All right, Bill, we have to move on. On a competing cable network this morning, Joe Scarborough and the gang there, they were talking about this fact that we're all quite aware of, that no Republican has stepped into the arena yet to announce that he or she is going to be running against Barack Obama. Now, they have a theory about why that is. Let's listen.
Barack Obama is going to be difficult to beat. Right now, again, a lot of these Republicans think that Barack Obama is going to win. I think Harold Ford, a lot's changed over the past 6 months. He's sitting 46, 47, 48% approval rating. Real unemployment over 10%. Those are pretty strong numbers for him.
What's your take on that? I mean, it is true that we haven't seen anyone jump in yet. A lot of people rumored to be getting in, but nobody yet. And if Jeb Bush and Chris Christie, all these guys think the country's going to hell in a handbasket, isn't it incumbent upon all of them, Huckabee, Jeb Bush, Christie, whoever, to step in now, regardless of whether it's personally convenient for them?
Absolutely. First of all, it's idiotic to game out an election almost 2 years ahead of time. You know, right now, I'd say it's a little bit odds. I'd still give a little bit better than 50-50 that Obama loses, but it's going to change wildly depending on the economy and foreign policy and everything. But I think I saw quotes in this Politico piece that I think from Thune and maybe Huckabee, I'm not sure I'm going to run because it's a tough race. What kind of attitude is that?
Exactly.
A crucial election for the future of the country, the future of the size of government, the future of our foreign policy, the future of the Supreme Court. And people are sitting around wringing their hands and saying they're not going. For me, honestly, I like John Thune, and I've dealt with him. When I see a quote like that, I don't ever.
He shouldn't run for president.
I don't ever want to support the guy again.
No.
I mean, he's making calculations because Obama's ticked up 2 points in some approval rating, and I think people need to run, and I think we need to encourage them to run. And
yes.
To tell Chris Christie and Paul Ryan and all the people who I think would be strongest, this is the year. This is the year. You keep saying the country's on the brink, which it is. This is the year you got to step forward.
Step forward, Tin Man. Remember the Wizard of Oz when he was clinking and clattering? He was all shaking. Step forward, clinking, clattering man. You need to step into the arena. I mean, we are going to lose the Supreme Court. The Middle East is in flames. We are teetering on the brink of utter economic destruction, state by state, or the Medicaid explosion, their inability to fund these basic government services because of no economic growth, unemployment. And I'm Jeb Bush sitting down in Coral Gables, Florida, and I'm thinking, well, I can wait another 4 years till I treat the country to my expertise in handling all of these. I mean,
you and I are in total agreement on this. For me, if they don't run this year, obviously people who aren't just prominent enough or couldn't win, they're entitled to wait 4 more years. But for people who don't run this year, who have a real chance to help the country and who would be strong candidates, which I think is particularly true of Christie and actually Paul Ryan. I mean, Ryan's awfully young, and I could understand why he'd want to wait 4 years, but I think this is the time to step forward. And I'm getting a little tired of these quotes from Huckabee and Thune and Bush and everyone about how tough Obama's going to be, and they think maybe they'd prefer to do it 4 years from now. I don't think they ask our soldiers and Marines whether they'd prefer to deploy 2 years from now or this month to Afghanistan. And this is really kind of important for the country.
Well, you and I, the chorus of two.
We'll run.
Yeah, well, believe me, I mean, it's tempting when I see all these people, these big men, these big burly men who are being touted as these great leaders at a time where our country literally could be lost if we don't do something. So, and Paul Ryan, I adore Paul Ryan. I think he would be a great leader. I like Mike Pence. I think Mike Pence would be a strong leader. Too.
I was very disappointed when Mike didn't run. And the good news is these guys could all reconsider. Mike Pence is now planning to run for governor of Indiana. He can decide 2 months now to run for president. Ryan,
but Bill, you said 50-50. Yeah, but you said 50-50. That doesn't give me a lot of confidence. You only said it's slightly 50-50.
Just because presidents usually get reelected and the economy seems to be improving a little. But look, I think it's totally winnable.
Economy's not improving.
Well, I think maybe you're right. Well, that's probably true, too. Look, I think it's totally winnable with the right candidate. I'm not thrilled, frankly, with the current front runners.
No, well, I think, again, if you agree that the country is sliding into an abyss and you have the ability to run a strong campaign and yet you stand on the sidelines as if you're pretending you're on the injured reserve list, then I say don't ever run, because this is the go-to election. Bill Kristol just came on the show last hour, and he made a point. I've been making a similar point now for weeks about the fact that so far a Republican hasn't really emerged as a really strong front runner to challenge Obama. This is what Bill Kristol said about those who are say they're going to wait 4 years to perhaps run in 2016.
I'm getting a little tired of these quotes from Huckabee and Thune and Bush and everyone about how tough Obama's going to be, and they think maybe they'd prefer to do it 4 years from now. I don't think they ask our soldiers and Marines whether they'd prefer to deploy 2 years from now or this month to Afghanistan, and this is really kind of important for the country.
Now, what do you agree with him? Like, the country's going down the tubes, and yet people are going to sit on the sidelines for 4 years and hope that it's going to be easier to beat a Democrat then?
I think our party, anybody who's interested in leading our party and turning the country around has got a great opportunity. President Obama is not going to win North Carolina. He's not going to win Virginia. He's not going to win Indiana. He may not win Wisconsin. Things are changing. Foreign policy is still a big issue. He doesn't have a game plan to use Guantanamo Bay or any other jail in the war on terror. He is insisting that KSM go into civilian court, not military commissions. We haven't changed our terrorism laws. We still read Miranda rights to terrorists. He's exposed on that front, not just the debt and the big government spending he's engaged in Obamacare. I think we've got a heck of a chance to win the White House if somebody can articulate a national security message different than he has articulated, and someone can show the country how you turn the nation around in terms of controlling spending and dealing with entitlements. He's punted on entitlements. He said 2 weeks after elected, you can't kick the entitlement can down the road. His budget is a joke. There's plenty of opportunity here for the Republican Party to win in 2012.
Well, we have people out there saying that they see Barack Obama as the favorite to win in 2012.
Look at Ohio. Look at Ohio. If we win one of Florida or Ohio, he's going to lose the states I just talked about, Indiana, North Carolina, and Virginia. I'm confident of that. Maybe Wisconsin, but look at Ohio. Look what's going on in Ohio. Republicans just had a landslide election in Ohio. So I'm telling you, if he'll pick up if our party will listen to Chris Christie on the economic side and come up with a national security platform, we are exposed when it comes to terrorism law here. We haven't changed our laws to deal with a threat, and he won't make a hard decision on that stuff because of the ACLU. We've really got some good contrast.
Well, I actually am reading these quotes today in Politico, Senator Graham, and this is Karl Rove. I consider Obama a favorite, albeit a slight favorite. Republicans underestimate President Obama at their own peril. I mean, why are we out there? Why are we out there saying that?
Well, all I can tell you is that any sitting president probably has some built-in advantages, but this guy's incredibly exposed. Look at Obamacare. There's a referendum on that issue going into 2012.
Bingo.
There's so many other issues. The stimulus bill. Does he have a vision to keep us safe? Why does he insist that we read terrorists their rights when we capture them here at home? Why does he insist that we not use Guantanamo Bay clearly when we can't open up a new jail? Why does he insist that the mastermind of 9/11 not be tried in military court, and he's been in jail for years and never faced justice? There are so many issues on the domestic spending front. Taxes. Why does he insist on raising taxes at a time we need to lower taxes to be competitive with the world? I mean, this is a really good opportunity for the Republican Party to build on what happened in 2010.
So what do you say to Chris Christie and Jeb Bush and all these people who apparently...
I know what it's like to run for president, not personally, but pretty close. I was with John McCain morning, noon, and night. It's hard. But if you really desire to do this, now's the time. Everybody's going to run in 2016. The conventional wisdom is an open seat's easier. Well, if you think you should be president, it's not about timing. It's about ability. And if you think you have the ability to be president of the United States and lead this Republican Party back to a renaissance, now is the time, because the party needs a good, strong leader, and the public is center-right, and our Democratic friends are in a left ditch. And that's a pretty good contrast.